It's that time again. Time for another game here in the Hometown Football League, the HTFL. I'm Big Paulie coming to you. And today we have Minnesota traveling down to Miami to take on the Dolphins. Minnesota 6-2 and Miami at 4-5, as you can see there on the slide. Minnesota wins. They know they'll have first place in not only the upper north, but in the Northern Conference, with Cleveland losing to Detroit earlier in the week. As for Miami, well, a win for them gets them to 5-5, and they would be a half game ahead of Dallas if they lose to New York later on in the week. Line on the game is even, which is a little bit surprising. Rainy conditions at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami, 83 balmy degrees, even in November. Miami can get that kind of weather. I'll be controlling the Fighting Fish, and the Minnesota Vikings will be run by the computer. I won the toss, I being Miami, and I'm going to receive. We'll get the ball first, get the offense up and running. It's Fran Tarkenton against Dan Marino. I believe Marino broke a few of Tarkenton's records back when Marino was playing. It's going to be Bud Grant on one sideline and Don Shula on another. These two teams, of course, met in Super Bowl VIII. And if you look on YouTube real quietly, you could probably see that game in full. The CBS feed, that game was from Houston, Texas, and they used the Rice Stadium, not the Astrodome, for that game. And it was the last play-by-play Super Bowl for Ray Scott, and the last one Pat Summerall did as an analyst. They also had Bart Starr doing an analysis for CBS for that game. Ted Ginn Jr., Mercury Morris, and Marion back deep. Sounds like a law firm. And it's going to be a touchback as that went 7 yards deep into the end zone. I should point out Miami has the wind advantage of up to 10 miles an hour for quarters 1 and 4, so the Vikings will get it for quarters 2 and 3. Zonka, Nathan are going to be your running backs for Miami as we look at their offense. In the base formation, Landry and Clayton, Mark Clayton, are your wideouts. McMichael at tight end, Marino quarterbacking out of Pittsburgh. The Pitt Panthers, Webb, Little, Wenger, Smith, and Long, Sims and Long are going to be your offensive line. Sims is playing right guard. For Minnesota, a front four that will be reckoned with. Eller, Dolman, Page, Randall. You got three tens on the front four, and Page is a 10 plus. Blair, Simeon, Winston, your linebackers. Bryant and Rhodes, Browner and Kraus are your defensive backs. So Miami will have a lot of I think they'll have more success throwing the ball than running, but for now, we're just going to go with basics here, and it's going to be a dive to Zonka on 1st and 10. And Zonka did find a hole, got into the secondary. Kraus on the tackle for the Vikings, and it was a gain of 7 yards. And we will tell you the next 3 days' worth of games. We have a doubleheader tomorrow, and we have 6 games coming at you next week, as we're playing a little bit of a reduced schedule because all the games where you have both teams with losing records are being played, and we do a recap show every week featuring those games. If Miami loses today, they will be on the recap show next week, although I can't think of who they would be playing off the top of my head. It's Zonka, trapped left on 1st and 10, which they're going to change to a screen to Tony Nathan. Number 22 out of the backfield. He's got it. 30, 40. Out to the 41. He gains 14. Zonka was hurt on the last play, and he is done for today. So Miller is going to come in. That's Lamar Miller out of the U, Miami of Florida. And he's going to fill in for Zonka the rest of the day. And that's a crucial loss for the Dolphins. They've kind of gone as Zonka has gone. If he has played well, the Dolphins have played well. If he hasn't played well, then the Dolphins have usually not done well. To Nat Moore on a medium slant, 1st and 10 from their own 41. And that's batted at the line, incomplete by Simeon. It's going to be 2nd and 10. A look to Tony Nathan on a sweep. Just try to chop the yardage down a little bit. And Tony Nathan finds a nice hole, and he's got a first down. So I did not think Miami would have success running the ball, but so far, 2 carries and 17 yards. It's early yet. We have 13:45 left in just the first quarter. And it is no score, of course. You're just tuning in, or you've just queued up to this spot in the video. Let's see here. We're going to go Miller, and we're going to trap him right on 1st and 10. And he finds a hole, gains 4. So the Miami offensive line doing a good job here so far. Browner on the tackle for the Vikes. Base formation to Miller on a screen, 2nd and 6. That's overthrown, but the marker.
Holding, offense, number 66, 10-yard penalty.
They get little, very little for a holding, offsides, holding on the offense, and it's 2nd and 16. Holding and offsides are 2 different penalties, of course. And they're going to look to Clayton on the slant on 2nd and 16. Minnesota playing deep, and that's an incomplete pass. Marino kind of underthrew Clayton that time. And now 3rd and 16 to put a man in motion. Medium pass to Landry. Gonna hope he's gonna get some yardage after the run because threw it short. That's intercepted. Bobby Bryant was his 2nd pick of the year, and the Vikings in business. So, the Vikings take over 1st and 10 at the Miami 46. Let's set their offense. Peterson and Brown, Bill Brown, are your running backs. Carter and Moss, a very talented wide receiver tandem in those positions. Jordan, a tight end. Tarkenton out of Georgia, quarterbacking. Zimmerman, McDaniel, Tingelhoff, White, and Yeri will be your offensive line. For Miami, Taylor leads the defense. And the front four he is a part of, consists of Wake, Baumhauer, and Manny Fernandez. Cox, Thomas, Bokamper are your linebackers. Matterson, Surtain, Anderson, and Jake Scott are your defensive backfield. Let's see what happens here on 1st and 10. Tarkenton with a fake to Peterson gives it to Bill Brown, and Bill Brown down the right sideline and a gain of 20. Surtain makes the tackle for the Dolphins, and the Vikings very quickly in business. 1st and 10 at the 26 on this rainy day in Miami, or just north of Miami at Hard Rock Stadium, just by the Dade-Broward County border. Well, it's now Miami-Dade County. Percy Harvin comes in. He's the 3rd wide out for Minnesota on the 2nd and 10 play from the 26. In the round to Harvin. And they used him in that capacity quite a bit in his playing days. A loss of 3. Zach Thomas made the stop for the Fish. And it's 3rd and 13 for the from the 29. Baumhauer sacks Tarkenton.
Number 64, 10-yard penalty.
But holding against the offense, which is going to be declined because it was 3rd and 13. It's 4th and 17. They're going to bring in Blair Walsh. And he's kicking a 50-yarder into the wind. So we'll see how the Blair Walsh project does. Good. Right down the middle. That's a kick by Walsh.
Defense. 5-yard penalty.
And with points on the board, they'll decline that penalty. And it's 3-0. Minnesota with 10:30 left in the opening quarter. Ginn Jr. again back deep. We mentioned his return man a little earlier in the game. That's going to be a touchback because it's 9 yards deep in the end zone. As that ball was kicked nearly to Pembroke Pines. And the Dolphins start again, 1st and 10 at their own 20. Reno has thrown 1 completion and 1 interception, so he's kind of treating both teams equally here so far. A pitch to Miller on 1st and 10. Lavon Miller gets room to the outside and a gain of 9. Winston on the stop for Minnesota. Time to go deep, we're thinking. Landry, long play action pass. Blitz coming, so we're going to change it to a medium slant. And Marino just can't zip that in there. Rhodes swatted that one away. And it's third in the yard, so Miami will be focused on getting the first down. They'll look to Miller on an inside run. They'll let the computer pick it. Just short of the first down. McDaniel on the tackle, and it's 4th and inches, and it's way too early in the game to be going for it. 9:33 left in the first. So, Larry Seipel also played defensive back on that 72 Dolphin team. He punts. And we have a marker.
Offsides. Offense. 5-yard penalty.
Fasano called for offensive offsides. And Miami will have to punt again. That punt went 46, but it won't count. So Seipel with a 4th and 5. And that is fair caught. That punt went much less of a distance, 34 yards. Fair caught by Wes. He dropped it, but he pounced right back on it. So Minnesota at their own 41, 8:50 left, opening quarter. We have a 3-0 Minnesota lead, 1st and 10. Peterson, a gain of 3. And we'll take a look at his stats real quick. And we seem to do this like every game. He has had 4 games in his 8 where he's gotten over 100 yards. And he came close twice to getting to 100 in the first 2 games. His high, 143 against Cincinnati. Utilize him the right way, and he'll do wonders for the Vikings. 2nd and 7 at their own 44. A timeout called by Miami. They will have 2 left. 2nd and 7, same spot, 44-yard line. Incomplete. Bounced right off of Carter. And hammered by Madison was Carter. 3rd and 7 at the 44. It's going to be Peterson on the draw. He's got the first, I think. Yes, he does. Miami could challenge, but the odds of a successful challenge only 19%, so we'll just keep the challenge in our pocket for now. 1st and 10 at the Dolphin 49. Tarkenton over the middle to Bill Brown. And Brown was a dump off. Tarkenton was looking for Moss. He was double covered. Brian Cox on the tackle, and that's a gain of 14. So Minnesota on the move again. Dolphin 35. Adrian Peterson picks up a big 8 yards. Thomas on the stop at the 27. Peterson now 3 carries, 18 yards. 6:52 left in the opening frame. To Brown. A first down, a gain of 3. Bocamper on the stop. 1st and 10 at the 24. Minnesota just keeps chugging along. Gain of a yard for Brown. Bocamper again on the tackle. 2nd and 9 at the 23. Brown again. A nice catch out of the backfield. He's got another 15 yards. And Tarkenton 241 against Detroit in a losing effort. 12 for 26, 2 touchdowns. I believe it was a losing effort. Don't quote me on that. Brown has been taken out, and they have a 2 tight end formation. Tarkenton, touchdown, Adrian Peterson. And it's 9-0. Minnesota looking good early on. Here's your point after by Walsh. Good, and it's 10-0. 4:10 left, opening quarter. Brown, 3 catches for 49 yards, by the way. That scoring drive, 9 plays, 59 yards, took 4:40 off the clock. So Minnesota dominant early on. Jin won't be saying anything but touchback right here as he takes a knee 8 yards deep in his own end zone. And Marino off to a slow start, 1 for 5, 14 yards. And they're going to screen it probably to one of the receivers, Landry, out of the base formation, 1st and 10. Incomplete. As that front 4 of Minnesota putting a lot of pressure on Marino early on in the game. Probably forcing a few mistakes here and there. Nathan, short pass on 2nd and 10. And Marino is now 1 for 7. That goes right through Nathan's hand. So the receiver's not helping Marino out. 3rd and 10. Shotgun, man in motion, and a look to Landry on the slant route. And incomplete. Reno now 1 for 8. Not a good start for him at all. Larry Seipel back to punt. Line of scrimmage being the 20. That was a 3-and-out.
Offsides. Offense. 5-yard penalty.
Sims. That's the second time that they have punted and have been called for offsides. This time, Minnesota declines the penalty and takes over at their own 32 with 3:48 left in the opening quarter. Incomplete. And that was Tarkenton looking for Moss. 2nd and 10, ball at the 32. An incompletion. Jordan the intended receiver. Surtain provided coverage. If you think the first quarter is running long, I have about 16 minutes on my count. So you are right. We play these first quarters in about 15 minutes, and we're already past 16. That's a slant pass to Jordan. Only gained 7. So the Vikes will have to punt with 3:31 left. But sometimes I just talk too much. Bob Lee, backup quarterback, also does the punting. He punted the ball 47 yards, headed to the sidelines, and went out of bounds. 2:52 left. Opening quarter, still a 10-0 Minnesota lead. Trap left, Lamar Miller on 1st and 10. And Miller's stuffed at the line. No gain, I thought maybe behind the line. And it's 2nd and 10. Clayton, medium hitch. And Marino, again, another incompletion. He's 1 for 9. This is embarrassing to see what great Hall of Fame quarterback like Marino be reduced to a junior high school level quarterback. Medium fly to Nat Moore. Let's see if he can turn it around. A sack. Dolman comes in, and that's a loss of 10. My goodness. Minnesota just abusing Dan Marino here in South Florida. 4th and 20 from the 4. Seipel will punt it off, and Minnesota should get good field position here. West to return a 7. The punt went 46, so a net of 39, and that puts the ball at the Miami 43. 1:14 now left opening quarter. A 10-0 Viking lead. This is Bill Brown. Gain of 2 yards. I nearly called him Bulldog Bill Brown, like a professional wrestler called Bulldog Bob Brown. 2nd and 8, ball at the 41. Peterson gains 3. Brown 3 catches, 49 yards. Peterson 4 carries, 21 yards. And we have finally reached the end of the first quarter. It is 10-0 Minnesota. And here's your next 3 days worth of games here on the HTFL on the Big Paulie's World of Sports Sims channel. Tomorrow a doubleheader. Los Angeles to Nashville to take on the Tennessee Titans. That will be at 7. Then at 9, we'll have Washington traveling to Houston to take on the Oilers. I think I called them the Texans the other night. No, they adapted the Houston Oiler nickname since Tennessee wasn't using it. And that'll be at 9 o'clock, Redskins and the Oilers. Then next week, take the weekend off. Come back Monday, another nice game for you. Green Bay at St. Louis, 7 o'clock. Then Tuesday, Kansas City traveling to Indianapolis. So can the Chiefs figure out how to beat Peyton Manning? That'll be Tuesday night, 7 o'clock, right here on the Big Paulie's World of Sports Sims channel. So it's 10-0, a rather one-sided contest so far, with Minnesota just being dominant. And Minnesota had 84 yards of total offense on 17 plays. Miami, 35 on 15. 3rd and 5. Minnesota threatening again at the Miami 38. They'll have a wind advantage now for the second and third quarters. That was an end around to Randy Moss, and he gained 13. That's his longest rush of the year. And Minnesota now at the 25 of Miami. 1st and 10. Incomplete. And that's Tarkenton looking for Bill Brown. 2nd and 10. A gain of 3. Tarkenton to Peterson. And that's a 3-yard run for Adrian Peterson now with 24 yards. Moss right behind him in terms of rushing yardage with his 13. And it's 3rd and 7 at the 22. Peterson on the draw. He'll get close but not get the first down. A gain of 5. Now 4th and 2 for the 17. They bring in Walsh. He'll try one from 34. Right down the pipe. It's good. 13-0, and Minnesota has come out strong. Ginn Jr. again back deep, and that's a touchback. So the Minnesota kicking team doing its job. Just keep launching that ball into the end zone. Nathan, trap right on 1st and 10. Gain of a couple. And they'll put Miller in and Nathan in to block as Marino has been getting abused a little bit. Jarvis Landry on a medium fly, which they're going to change to a medium slant with the blitz coming. Incomplete. And that sets up 3rd and 8. And Don Shula pacing the sidelines, probably wondering who's he's going to put in to relieve Dan Marino. Don Strock used to do that a great deal back in his day. Screen, incomplete, and even that's way off the mark. Marino is 1 for 11, and we can take a look at the quarterbacks. On the bench, you have Ryan Tannehill, Chad Henne, and Bob Greasy. Greasy, there's a significant drop-off in the quarterback rating no matter where you go. So they might just have to stick with Marino here. Seipel to punt, 4th and 8 from the 22, goes to the sideline, and that punt went 45, out of bounds at the 33. Minnesota have been having so much success they should be on Robin Leach's old show. 1st and 10, 67 yards to pay dirt. No gain. Wake on the tackle, Cameron Wake for Miami. 2nd and 10. Tarkenton throws to Carter. That's a gain of 8. Manny Fernandez hurt his wrist. He stays in the game. Now a 3rd and 2. Screen to Brown, incomplete. And Bob Lee will come on the punt for just a second time. 10 minutes left in the half. This is going to land inside the 15. And it's going to be returned. We'll see how successfully that is. Ginn Jr. gaining 7. Ball out to the 20. 9:55 left in the second. It is 13-0 Minnesota. It's been all Minnesota so far. Lamar Miller, sweep to the right side. Minnesota was playing in tight, but Miller breaks through into the secondary. He gets a gain of 20 and a first down for the Finns. Nathan, a screen on 1st and 10 from the 40. There's a completion, and Marino could get that monkey off his back. A gain of 10 and a first down. That's his second completion, but he's already thrown 12 passes. Miller, trap right, and Marino calls time. The Dolphins down to 1 timeout for the remaining 8:11 of the first half. They'll go to McMichael on the short cross, 1st and 10. He's wearing number 81, and he hauls that in. Gain of 9. Langer is out at center, but Dwight Stevenson comes in, and he's a 10 center. And when the offensive line, you look at their numbers, that's their blocking abilities. So we'll see what happens here. Miller, sweep right. Now, Minnesota playing short and tight, so they're going to go medium fly to Clayton. Wearing 83. He's got it. That's a first down. Gain of 18, but let's check the marker.
Pass interference, defense, number 20.
Marker is against Bobby Bryant of the Vikings, so that works to Miami's favor. Can the Dolphins turn it around? Ball to 23 of Minnesota, their deepest penetration in the game so far. Pitch right, Miller, which we're going to change to a screen to Miller because the blitz was coming. Completed. 20. Down inside the 10 to the 8. Bobby Bryant on the tackle for Minnesota. First and goal. Now at the 8-yard line. Little rest play here off tackle left. Nathan, he gets a yard, maybe two it is. And Simeon made the stop at the 6. To the base formation. They'll go to Miller this time. Miller time. And he loses 4 yards. Third and goal at the 10. Crowd saying, well, you got one of the best quarterbacks of all time. Why don't you throw it? And they'll throw it here to Clayton. Touchdown. Mark Clayton. And that gets the Miami crowd back in the game. 8 plays, 80 yards. That drive went. And it's 13-7. And Harvin back deep along with Nelson and West. And it's Harvin from about the goal line, and a good return for him to the 28. So Minnesota facing their first issues of the game. 13-7 lead now. 5:24 left in the half. First and 10 at the 28. Facing adversity. There is Adrian Peterson. Adversity was the word I was looking for. A gain of 14. Cox looked like he had him, but Peterson slipped by. And Surtain finally brought him down. First and 10. Ball moves up to the 42. Brown. Loss of a yard. Cox on the tackle. He had Brown wrapped up. Second and 11 at the 41. Peterson, a gain of 4. Taylor on the tackle. Now a 3rd and 7. Big play here for Minnesota to keep the drive alive. And Tarkenton scrambles, but he's going to get stuffed at the line for no gain. So Miami looking like they have momentum now. As Bob Lee comes on the punt. No, not the SportsCenter guy from ESPN, but a reserve quarterback back in the 70s named Bob Lee. It's going to roll inside the 10. Miami will signal for the fair catch. It's got a little in front of the 10 at the 11 by Jin Jr. 2:34 left in the half. It's 13-7. And you know Marino is itching to throw it deep. But it'll be a medium fly to Clayton to start it off. Instead, dumped underneath to Landry. He has a 6-yard catch. We want to get one more play off before the 2-minute warning. Remember, the Dolphins do only have one timeout. Landry, short pass. He's got it. He had some room. Gain of 23. Browner on the stop. And we'll go to the 2-minute warning. Even a field goal helps Miami out here immensely. It's 13-7. Nat Moore, medium fly. He's got no penalty. He dropped it.
Pass interference, defense, number 29, automatic, first down.
But they get Rhodes for pass interference, which stops the clock. First and 10 at the 46. Minnesota now on the ropes a little bit. Screen to Miller. That's incomplete. Marino having all kinds of trouble with that screen pass. He's now up to 8 for 19, 105 yards, an interception, and a touchdown. How about McMichael on a slant? Second and 10. He's got it. And he's got the first down, a gain of 13. Miami wants to save that timeout till last, so they're going to run a medium passing play to Clayton, first and 10 from the 33. Instead, it's a dump off to Miller, who gains 6. Again, no huddle. Medium pass to Clayton. Incomplete. Third and 4. Miller, screen pass. And this time it gets to him. Gain of 10. Again, Miami hurries. Medium out. Landry. Incomplete. Second and 17. Clayton on the fadeaway pass. Oh, almost got that one. Incomplete. We have 15 seconds left. Third and 10 at the 17. They'll look to McMichael on the medium out. That's incomplete. Marino has thrown 6 bad passes today, according to our spotters. And this is Carpenter. He'll try a field goal from 34, 11 seconds to go. And he's got it. And it's 13-10. 6 seconds left. Squib kick. Harvin, a dead duck at his 11-yard line. Only a return of 4. We have reached halftime. Minnesota 13 and Miami 10. So a comeback of sorts here for the Dolphins. Minnesota 130 yards, 28 plays. Miami has called 36 plays for 175 yards. A kick deep by by Carpenter to Harvin, and that was taken for a touchback. Minnesota again with the wind advantage for this quarter, and then Miami will have it for the fourth. Although the wind is not really howling right now, it's about 10 miles an hour or so. And Minnesota starts first and 10. This is Peterson, gain of a yard. Thomas on the tackle for Miami. You might be hearing my phone going off. Just another somebody who wants money, one way or another. Second and 9, ball to 21. Peterson underneath the Jordan, but a penalty.
Offsides, defense. Number 54, 5-yard penalty.
Against Zach Thomas. For offside, second and 4. Now the ball is at the 26. Screen. Oh. Call Molly Hatchet because Fran Tarkenton was flirting with disaster there. That pass was overthrown. It was nearly picked off. Third and 4. Tarkenton scrambling, but incomplete. He was looking for Peterson. So Miami gets it back on the punt, barring a turnover or some trickeration here by the Vikings. That's a good kick. Oh, that was a good kick by Bob Lee. 74 yards. That was one of those kicks punts that just kept rolling and rolling and rolling like the Kid Rock song. Found the end zone, and it was 74 yards. Nicely done by Lee. Kicked that one like Bruce Lee. Lamar Miller, pitch right on first and 10. The Dolphins have it at their own 20. Very early in the third. Gain of 7. Browner on the stop. For the Vikes, setting up second and 3. Marino will go play action and go to Clayton. Instead, it's a dump off to Miller, who gains 6. Miller's been busy, so they'll look to Tony Nathan here on an off-tackle right run. Blitz coming, so we're going to change it to a screen to Tony Nathan, number 22. He's got a nice little gain here and a first down. That's what I was going to say initially, but it would have been premature to say it when I wanted to say it. Gain of 10. Browner on the stop. So Minnesota, after the 13-0 lead, has gotten a little complacent. Trap right, Lamar Miller, 1st and 10. And is there going to be a gain of 3? Kraus on the stop. 2nd and 7. They'll go to Fasano on a short slant. Get him a touch, but that's incomplete and a marker.
Pass interference, defense. Number 47, automatic, 1st down.
Joey Browner called for pass interference. And it's 1st and 10 at the Minnesota 46. So the Dolphins continue to move. Off tackle right, Miller had so much trouble moving the ball early in the game. And that was a gain of nothing. Dolman on the tackle. Let's look at Dolman. Chris Dolman, I had it right. And his best effort was a 5-tackle game against Green Bay. And he has had 1 sack in his HTFL season, and that was against Cincinnati in that win there. So now, 2nd and 10 at the 46. Base formation, and we'll look to Clayton on the medium cross. Marino finds Clayton. A gain of 17. Carl Eller is hurt. He will remain in the game. Marino now 14 of 29, 167 yards, and he's 1 completion right now away from being at completing 50% of his passes after such a slow start. We'll go to Miller on the screen, see if we can get it here. He does. 20, 10, touchdown. Miami takes the lead. Lamar Miller out of the U, and Miami has 16 unanswered. About to be 17 with Carpenter's extra point. So just when you think you have a grasp of the game, it changes on you. Minnesota had the first 13 points of the game, and now the Dolphins have come back with 17 of their own. 17-13 Miami, 9:12 left, 3rd quarter. This is Harvin at the goal line, receiving the kickoff to the 30, out near the 40.
Illegal block. Receiving
But it's
team.
all going to come back. Kraus called for an illegal block. 1st and 10 at the 9. Look at Tarkenton's statistics here in a moment. He scrambles and a gain of 2. And Tarkenton 6 for 14, 72 yards. So he has struggled a little bit throwing the ball. 2nd and 8 at the 11. Looking for Jordan over the middle. That's incomplete. Surtain provided good coverage on that pass. 3rd and 8 at the 11. Tarkenton scrambles again, but he's met by Baunhauer well short of the 1st down. And Minnesota really struggling offensively now. A 4th and 7. A win would have given Minnesota an assured lead in not only the Upper North Division, but the Northern Conference. Bob Lee back to punt. He had a 74-yarder earlier in the game. This one not as good, went 44 yards. Ted Ginn Jr. with the fair catch. 17-13, and now Miami looks to extend their lead. Miller, trap right. Gain of a yard. Winston on the tackle for the Vikes. This is going to be a screen to Landry on 2nd and 9. And Landry's got it. Let's see how much he could get. Gain of 6. Rhodes on the stop, and it's 3rd and 3. Outside run. Miller. Try to shake him up and not pass, but go for a run. But he's going to be way short. No gain. 4th and 3 at the 49. Seipel with a sideline punt. Try to shoehorn it in, but it's going to be way up the field. Out of the 19, the punt only went 30. Minnesota trails by 4 now. After leading by 13, we have 5:20 left. In quarter number 3, 1st and 10 at the 19. I probably mentioned Brown over the middle. That was working so well for the Vikes in the first half, and they go back to it. A gain of 14. Brown now 4 catches for 63 yards. And let's look at how Bill Brown has been doing. His best rushing effort was 46 against Atlanta, and his best reception effort, he had a 100-yard receiving game against New Orleans in that 30-28 win down at the Dome. So he's not too unused, too too unfamiliar with getting the ball out of the backfield like McClinton out of Kansas City has been. 1st and 10 at the 33. See, the words will come to me. Sacked by Cox on Tarkenton. Cox roughed up Tarkington like, well, never mind. 2nd and 17 at the 26. A gain of 12. I'll just leave that to the imagination as to what I was thinking. That was Tarkenton to Carter. 3rd and 5 at the 38. And that's over the middle to Jordan. A gain of 12. Fernandez out for the game. So Bowens will come in at defensive tackle. Tim Bowens, you see him there. Seen limited playing time in some previous games. 1st and 10, ball right at midfield. Incomplete. That was intended for Randy Moss. 2nd and 10, ball at the 50. To Jordan, and he's got a first down. So a nice drive here for the Vikings. This will be the 7th play of it. 1st and 10 at the 39. To Brown, no gain. Bocamper on the stop. Nearing the end of the third quarter. 2nd and 10 at the 39. This is to Jordan. Jordan's got the first down, I would think. Yes, he does. Surtain on the tackle for the Dolphins. 1st and 10 at the 29. Incomplete to Carter. Well, Carter was the intended receiver there. 2nd and 10 at the 29. Carter has been quiet. Randy Moss has been even more quiet. Incomplete, looking for Jordan. No completions for Moss so far today. 3rd and 10 at the 29. There is Percy Harvin. That's his first catch of the day. And we have come to the end of quarter number 3. It is Miami 17 and Minnesota 13. And we start a new month here on the Big Paulie's World of Sports Sims channel. And I make this pitch every month, and you won't be seeing this pitch again until November. We're not NPR. I'm not looking for money like every 5 minutes or every time they play a news story. But if there are anybody that's independently wealthy and is watching this channel and wants to donate, here is my PayPal email address. Even though you see here, PowerPoint does not like me using PayPal, that word. Let me see if I can fix that real fast. There we go. The PayPal email address is bigpolib@gmail.com. And you put that into PayPal where it says send money and you want to send a donation to me, well, I'll be sure to take it. Just in case anybody is independently wealthy or is a secret millionaire and just wants to give, I sure would use the donation, that's for sure. Although this month that has gone by in September, I've been very fortunate to update my surroundings a little bit. I have a second TV monitor, a second computer monitor, which really helps me do the games. And I picked up a Pinnacle video editor off of Amazon. But if anybody wants to contribute, hey, knock yourself out. It is bigpolib@gmail.com. And you won't be hearing me say that again until November 1st, okay? Okay. Glad that's over with. Feel a little embarrassed that I ask, but you never know. You never know. 17-13, Miami over Minnesota, starting quarter number 4. 200 yards, a total offense for Minnesota, 44 plays. Minnesota Minnesota we just told you about. Miami 254 on 46 plays. But Minnesota driving a 1st and 10 at the 15. That is to Jordan. He gains 7 yards. And it's 2nd and 3 at the 8. Minnesota knocking on the door, but will they be let in? Yes, they will be. Adrian Peterson with another touchdown. And they take the lead. Peterson, let's see, he had caught an 8-yard pass from Tarkenton in the first quarter, and now he has one rushing the ball. Extra point by Walsh, good. 20-17. 14:05 left to go, and Ringo Starr was right. It don't come easy. Ted Ginn Jr. back deep for Miami, and he takes a knee 7 yards deep. Miller off tackle right. Miller with a hold, but let's check the penalty. Might be a hold that sprung it.
Encroachment, defense.
It was not.
Number 88, 5-yard penalty.
Alan Page called for encroachment. Penalty will be declined, and Miami will take the yardage off the run of 11 yards. Nathan on the screen. He's got it. And that is a gain of 6. Randall out for a few plays. So Kevin Williams comes in to replace him at defensive tackle, and he's also a 10. So interesting that Minnesota just keeps reloading defensively. Miller trap right, 2nd and 4. He's close to the first down. He gains 3. 3rd and a yard. They'll go tight. Double tight end formation, and Miller. Oh, he's not going to get there. Loss of a yard. Blair on the tackle. Too early in the fourth quarter to go for it. So Larry Seipel on it. And West backed up a little bit, made the return 5 yards, and it's 1st and 10 at the 18. 12:02 left in the fourth, and the Vikings holding on to a field goal lead, 20-17. Tarkenton could not find Jordan. Tarkenton 13 of 26 for 152 yards. Minnesota as a team has rushed for 74 yards, and Adrian Peterson has 56 of them. 2nd and 10. And that's incomplete. Tarkenton had his pass tipped by Cameron Wake. 3rd and 10. Ball at the 18 again. Sounds like a George Burns song. George Burns had a country song called I Wish I Was 18 Again. Look that up. Baumauer pursued Tarkenton, who threw a medium pass, and that was just thrown away. So Minnesota's going to give it up on a punt. Got to give it up. Marvin Gaye, 1977. I know my music, folks. And that went to the sidelines and out at the 45. Bob Lee punted that 37 yards. 1st and 10 at the 45 to Miller. Trap right. Gain of 3. And that makes it 2nd and 7 now at the 48. Miller. Screen. Gain of 6. Winston on the tackle. 3rd and a yard again. And this is where Miami had trouble on the last possession. So they play a tight formation, double tight ends, but we're going to go play action to Landry. In fact, we're going to make it a medium fly to Landry, see if it'll bust open. It did, but let's check the penalty. Penalty is key here, and it's going to be against Minnesota, so it's going to stand.
5-yard penalty.
1st and 10 at the mini 29 with 10:02 to go. Miller, trapped right. Miami stayed in that double tight end set. Gain of 3. Minnesota choosing to double Jarvis Landry. So, we're going to go with an end around to him. Actually, no, because that would be a penalty. of some sort. Miller, off tackle right. Short, tight formation for Minnesota. So you throw it on that situation. It's going to be medium fly. That's caught by Landry and a gain of 9. So Marino doing a good job of just, as they say in baseball, hitting them where they ain't. Wee Willie Keeler said that once. Trap right, Miller. Gain of 5, and Miller at 65 yards rushing on the day. That is a season high for him. 2nd and 5, and now the objective, a secondary objective for Miami, is to try to kill off some clock. Draw to Miller. Back to the line, and that's it. 3rd and 5. Randall on the stop. Going to be a short pass to Landry, 3rd and 5. A fumble, but it was recovered by Landry. Bobby Bryant drilled him. There was a scramble for the ball, like there was a Black Friday at Walmart, and Landry recovered it. The gain was 7 in total, so it's now a 1st and goal at the 5. And they're going to go Nathan on a dive. And he just crawls to a loss of a yard. Dolman on the tackle. Mercury Morris is going to come in and play tailback. Off tackle right, Mercury Morris. He's back to the line, and that is all. 3rd and goal. 5:23 left now. What do you do here if you are the Dolphins? A short pass. Nothing really works here. Landry. Well, this is damned interesting. There are no good options if you're Miami. We're going to pitch to Morris and see what happens. Morris, a few yards, gain of 4. 4th and goal at the 2. Obviously, he kicked the field goal here. Carpenter from 19, and we're tied. 20-20. Hugh Downs' favorite score. Late Hugh Downs. And Harvin back deep for the Vikes. Took it in his end zone and ran it out. To the 23, the kickoff was returned 27 yards. So he ran it 4 yards deep from his end zone. So the Vikings have a simple motive now. Simple purpose. Any score gives them the lead. 1st and 10 at the 23. It's going to be a give to Peterson, and he will get 3 yards. Wake on the stop at the 26. 2nd and 7. Peterson head a little further. He gained 5. 3rd and 2 yards. And the Miami fans start chanting, defense, defense. 3rd and 2. What else would they chant? Pass in the flat to Bill Brown. Bill Brown with another nice gain. 13 yards. Moving him up to 76 on the day. Unless there was an update due. Nope. 2:52 left. 1st and 10 at the 44. Brown again, and that's a 4-yard run. Miami not calling their timeouts yet. 2nd and 6. Each team with 3 timeouts and a challenge. To Jordan, 5 yards. He'll be 1 yard shy of the first down. A 3rd and 1 coming up after the 2-minute warning. Miami 20 and Minnesota 20. And here we go. 3rd and a yard, ball at the 47. Minnesota's own actually Miami's 47. Oh, that bounced off of Brown's hands. Incomplete. And now Miami will watch for the fake punt. just in case Minnesota tries to sneak one by, and that is a punt that goes out of bounds. Bob Lee only punted that 28 yards. And considering he had a 74-yard effort earlier in the game, that was not good. Not good, as somebody out there in politics says. So Miami will bring Lamar Smith back in. Actually, did I mess that up? I did. Lamar Smith. I meant to bring in Lamar Miller. I have two Lamars. That's the trouble. Okay. 1st and 10, Miami. They have to be careful here because a turnover and the Vikings can kick a field goal. They just need any score. Dolphins also take the lead on any score. Medium fly to Clayton. And he's got it. Gain of 14. Marino hurrying his team to the line. A median pass to Clayton. That's incomplete. And that might be a blessing in disguise for the Dolphins as it stops the clock with 1:18 left. Miami still has all 3 timeouts. Sweep right, Lamar Miller. Blitz coming, so we'll change it to a screen. And Miller will be close to the first, and he gets it. Gain of 10, and now they call timeout. 1:07 to go. Miller has caught 7 passes out of the backfield for 82 yards. He has been a nice little asset out of the backfield. Hitch to Landry. Medium hitch, so a short, tight defense might work to our favor. A dump to Miller, and he's got a gain of 17. A minute to go. Again, a no huddle by Miami. A screen, and they will look to Landry. That's incomplete. Krause came up, nearly made the pick, and might have had 6 points the other way. 43 seconds left, a 2nd and 10 at the Minnesota 40. Field goal odds right now are not good. McMichael, short hitch. He's got it. A gain of 9. With 38 seconds to go, Browner makes his 10th tackle of the day. And Miami will call timeout before a critical 3rd and 1 play at the 31. Miller is going to dive. Miami calling their last audible to see that Minnesota's in a short, tight formation. So Nat Moore will be the audible call. Medium fly, incomplete. And with 32 seconds left, Dan Carpenter, not really known for his leg, will try a field goal from 48 yards. With the wind, 32 seconds left to go for the lead. And he's got it. And he could run for mayor of Miami right now. 23-20 with 27 seconds left. Harvin back deep and a touchback. Chuck Foreman, Anthony Carter come in the game for the Vikings to give them a little speed boost. They have 3 timeouts left, and they need a field goal to tie or a touchdown to win. Ball at the 20. Long throw, incomplete. Tarkenton was looking for Randy Moss. 2nd and 10. Crowd in Miami getting more amped up with every play. Moss again, incomplete. Jake Scott provided good coverage. 3rd and 10. Miami just going to play a deep zone prevent here. Tarkenton will heave it. Deflected. And that's your game, as that took more than 11 seconds. And Miami has done it. They have beaten Minnesota 23-20. And if Green Bay wins later on in the week against St. Louis, they could move into first place in both the Upper North Division and the Northern Conference. This was a good back and forth battle. Carpenter with 2 field goals, including that 48-yarder that the odds said he probably wouldn't be able to make. And Lamar Miller, took player of the game honors. He came in for Larry Zonka when he was injured in the first quarter and played very well. And your stats, 376, that was the total yardage for for Miami, 245 for Minnesota. Each team perfect in the red zone, but Minnesota had 2 touchdowns in the red and Miami only had 1. Miami won the time of possession battle of 31-55. Only 6 penalties in the game. I love it when the officials do not get in the middle of the game. Miami ran 68 plays, Minnesota 58 plays, and Miami had 23 first downs to 15 for Minnesota. Neither quarterback all that great. Marino a little better, 23 of 45, 297. 2 touchdowns, 1 pick, and he was sacked once. Leading tackler was Joey Browner of Minnesota, 10 tackles. Dick Anderson had the most for Miami with 6. We'll take a look at the standings, see how this changes that. And Miami will now wait to see what happens with the Dallas-New York game. They are 5-5, and Dallas could move back into third place with a win against New York. As for Minnesota, they go to 6-3, so Green Bay could wind up leading, like I was saying, the Upper North Division and the Northern Conference if they should beat St. Louis later on in week number 10. Your next 3 games: Los Angeles, Tennessee, Washington, Houston, Green Bay, and St. Louis. Speaking of Green Bay. So I hope you enjoyed today's game. Again, your final was 23-20, Miami beating Minnesota at home. This has been Big Paulie coming to you this last hour and 2 minutes. We wish you well, no matter where you are, no matter when you see this. Godspeed, God bless. We'll do it all again soon. Bye-bye for now, everybody.